Hello, my wonderful readers. This is Mame from the Starfish Reading Lab. Today we're going to be reading a very special book, which I hope you all enjoy. The title of this book is Elizabeti's Doll. It is by Stephanie Stove Bodine, and it's illustrated by Christy Hale. Do you know what illustrated means? Illustrated means the pictures were drawn by her. So this is the first page. This is just the title and who made the book with a picture of Elizabeti, I think. Let's see. Elizabeti had a new baby brother named Obedi. Elizabeti watched Mama take care of him, and she wanted to take care for her own baby. Can you see Elizabeti and Mama and Obedi right there? He's a tiny baby. She didn't have a doll, so she went outside and picked up a stick. She tried to hug it, but it poked her and she dropped it on the ground. Have you ever tried to hug a stick or hold a stick? It's really sharp on some spots, and even some sticks have thorns, which is not fun at all. So I wouldn't recommend it. Elizabeti picked up a rock. It was the right size to hold, and it didn't poke Elizabeti when she hugged it. She kissed the rock and named it Ava. Can you see the rock with her new doll named Ava, Elizabeti? And look at a chicken. Do you know what sound the chicken makes? Makes buck 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 or kokaliliko, or different names for different countries. It's really cool. And isn't her dress so pretty? Okay, let's move on to the next page. When baby Obedi had a bath, he splashed and got Mama wet. When Ava had a bath, she behaved very nicely and only splashed a little. Whenever you take a bath, do you splash a lot, or do you just splash a little? I only splash a little, but for some babies, they splash all over the place. Mama fed Obedi, and he gave a loud burp. Elizabeti fed Ava, but she was too polite to burp. It's polite not to burp when you're around a lot of people. Because if you're around people and you've eaten and you feel like burping, it's not really a respectful or polite thing to do. So we need to try and be as polite as possible, just like Ava was polite. Mama changed the cloth wrapped around Obedi's bottom, and it was very messy. Elizabeti was very relieved to find that Ava's bottom was still clean. Can you see her mom changing Obedi's diaper? It must be very messy. I babysat a lot, so I know. But look, Ava's diaper is totally clean. When Mama did her chores, she tied Obedi onto her back with a bright cloth called a kanga. Do you see Mama with Obedi tied on her back? Look at all of the beautiful cloth and clothes there. So pretty. When Elizabeti did her chores, she also tied Ava onto her back with a kanga. Mama had to help a little. In your country or where you live, do they tie babies on their back? I know in the Gambia we tie babies onto our backs sometimes, and we call it bot. But I do that sometimes with my little cousin. If I have to move around or go somewhere, when I'm babysitting him, I can just tie him on and he's safe. But sometimes I need a little help too. Elizabeti went to visit her friend Rahali. Rahali laughed when she saw that Elizabeti had a rock for a doll. Have you ever laughed at your friends when they did something that you thought was silly? But Rahali didn't have a doll either. So, when Elizabeti left, Rahali found her own rock and named it Malusi. Have you ever laughed at your friends for something that you did, or that they said, or that you said, but then you did it right after? I think that's a silly thing to do. When Elizabeti got home, it was time for her to get water from the village well. She took Ava out of the kanga and laid her on the ground near some other rocks so that she wouldn't be lonely. Have you ever felt lonely before? I know that sometimes I feel lonely because I can't be with my friends right now. But just know that soon this will all be over and you won't be lonely. And remember, you still have your family for some of us that do, or have people that you're living with. Or you have books. You can never be lonely when you are able to read. Elizabeti wrapped the kanga into a small bundle and put it on top of her head, and placed the water on a jug on top of the kanga. This is how she always carried water and other heavy things. I know here, many people, whenever they're carrying something heavy, they put it on their heads, so then it's easier to balance the weight. And we even sometimes tie a cloth and put it on top of our heads, so then it won't hurt our heads when we carry stuff. Have you ever fetched water from a well, or a borehole, or anything like that? I have before. Elizabeti soon returned the water and took it into her sister Pendo inside the cooking hut, where all the family's meals were made. Do you run errands for your siblings sometimes, or help them with stuff whenever they need help? Then Elizabeti ran outside to get Ava. But Ava was gone. Elizabeti looked all around, but she couldn't find Ava. Oh no, what do you think happened to Ava? Mama found a new rock and gave it to Elizabeti. Elizabeti shook her head when she saw it. The rock was just a rock. Pendo also brought Elizabeti a rock, but it wasn't Ava either. Elizabeti was very sad, and she sat quietly until it was time to help Pendo in the cooking hut. Have you ever lost something or lost someone where you can't find them, or you can't find the thing you lost, and then you felt really, really sad when you just can't find it? That happens to me a lot. I lose stuff all the time. Can you see how sad Elizabeti is? And even the chicken looks sad. And the sun is going down, 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 down. The family had rice for dinner every night. It was Elizabeti's job to put the pot of rice on the fire pit, which was made of 3 large stones. What do you or your family cook with whenever you cook? Is it a fire pit, or is it a stove, or is it a gas cooker, or is it something else? I'd love to know sometime. And how old were you when you started cooking? Or how old are your siblings when they started cooking? Or how old were your parents when they started cooking? I learned how to cook when I was 9, and my mom taught me. It was a lot of fun. Elizabeti sadly filled the pot with water and set it on the stones to boil. But one of the stones wasn't a stone at all. It was Ava. Oh my goodness, it's Ava. She found her. Elizabeti called for Mama, and together they moved the pot of water, rolled Ava away from the fire. Although Ava was a bit dirty, she hadn't been hurt. Oh my God, do you see that? They're using teamwork. They were able to get Ava safe and sound back to Elizabeti. Pendo ran outside to get a new stone for the fire pit, which is just how poor Ava had become lost. So Pendo must have accidentally thought that Ava was just a stone and used her for the fire pit. Ava sat quietly as Elizabeti cleaned her off and hugged her. Elizabeti seems very happy to have her new doll back. At bedtime, Mama sang a lullaby, and rocked Obedi in her arms until he fell asleep. Elizabeti sang a lullaby too, but she fell asleep before Ava did. Have you ever sang lullabies to any babies or your siblings before? I used to my brother, but now he's big. Mama covered Elizabeti and Ava with a blanket. She smiled and thought that one day Elizabeti would make a fine mother. Ava thought so too. Do you think stones can think? That'd be really cool. And this was my book, Elizabeti's Doll. They had a wonderful adventure. But I have a surprise for you all today. If you open up the book, it's one whole picture. It's just folded over. Isn't that awesome? So there's Elizabeti with Ava and Mama with Obedi on her back. That's so awesome. So it's the end of this book, but I just wanted to shout out to my good friend Nelson. I wanted to say hi and I hope you're doing well. How are you doing today? That's so cool. Awesome. I hope you had a good day. Much love to Nelson and his parents. And I hope you're doing well. Stay home and stay safe. And thank you so much for watching our videos. I'm so glad that we have a supporter and that we have you. I'm so happy, and please keep watching the videos and keep practicing the virtues. Thank you. Today's virtues is caring. So as you saw in the book, Elizabeti took really good care and was really caring towards her doll, Ava. And I think that's something really important. Or how you saw Mama take care of Obedi so well. She was really caring towards him. So today we'll be focusing on the virtue caring. And this week, or until we post the next video, I really want you to focus on being caring. So maybe today you can go to someone and decide to be caring to them. But let's see what caring means. Here's a quote. Be good to your parents and relatives, the orphans, the needy, and the neighbors who are strangers, and the friend by your side. This is a verse from the Quran. So whether you believe in God or not, or whether you're from a different religion, I feel like either way you can still learn from this, because this is something that's really important. It's basically saying that you should be really good and really kind to everyone that you meet, and even people that you don't know. You should still treat them with kindness and be caring toward them. So let's see. Caring is giving love and attention to people and things that matter to you. When you care about people, you say and do things that help them. When you do a careful job, you give it your best effort. Caring comes from within. It is a sign of love. When you feel care for someone, you notice how they feel and what they need. Caring is a special way of paying attention. So have you ever been caring towards someone? If you can tell us how you've ever been caring towards someone in the comments, or if you can just think of it right now, or if you can think of a time when someone was really caring towards you, or you felt good when they were around you, or when they did something nice for you. On the back of the book, this is signs of success, the practice of caring. So if you still don't know how to practice caring for the rest of the day, week, or your whole life, this should really help you practice caring. So to be a caring person or to practice caring, it says, I am a good listener. I give people help when they need it. I handle things carefully. I am gentle and loving with anyone or anything that is placed in my care. I work with enthusiasm and excellence. Caring helps me show kindness. So, this is how you should practice caring. So, if you make some mistakes or if you aren't able to practice it at times, it's okay. You just need to learn from those mistakes, pick yourself up, and dust yourself off. And I know you'll do great. You have all of my prayers, and I know you'll do really well. I hope you all stay home, stay safe, and keep your hands washed. Wash them for 20 seconds. And stay clean, stay healthy, and stay happy. This was Mama Fatima SarrFox, and I hope you have a really great day. Much love. Bye-bye.